Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm so glad so many of you could join us tonight. I see right now there are a little over 250 people on right now, and we really appreciate you taking the time out. You're going to have to excuse my attire. I just got back from a doubleheader. Both my daughters had a game for first place in their softball league, and they won tonight. So it was a very exciting afternoon. Now, what I want to say first off is that if for any reason this webinar ends abruptly, it's because our entire area for at least a 10-block radius has had very intermittent internet all day long, and it's actually been a couple of days. So if for any reason this webinar ends abruptly, we will be back here again Thursday. And for those of you that have not been on our daily update calls, we have update calls every day at noon. Now, I'm not expecting to lose internet, but I have several times today, so please, if I drop off, just be back here same time Thursday, and we'll pick up where we left off. So what I'd like to do now is there's a bunch of exciting things happening right now, and many of you that have been with us for a while know the software issues that we've been having, and I'm happy to say that we are going to begin our beta testing of our new software solution starting early next week. So what that means is that we now have the foundation of the software built with all the integration in place, which means that what we have now on our development servers, it actually integrates with the e-wallet. It integrates with the marketing system, so that when we finally move everyone over to this new software solution, when you log into M&G Home Business, you'll have one button access to your marketing system and one button access to your e-wallet. You'll be able to transfer funds from your e-wallet to your M&G Home Business if you want to pay for your monthly membership that way. You'll be able to move funds back and forth. You'll be able to go directly into your marketing system without having to log into a separate entity, a separate website. So we're really excited about that. And what the beta test entails is that we are going to do everything we possibly can to break the software. We've had tons of issues with this current software, and there's really nothing that we can do about it at this point that wouldn't be a complete waste of time and energy and money, because we've been putting so much effort into this new solution. So it's exciting and still frustrating for us and for many of you, I'm sure, to be dealing with the same issues we've been dealing with, but I can tell you that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and nobody more than Glenn and myself nobody's happier than Glenn and myself about this. And once we do get over there, we expect to have everything smooth sailing. So the beta testing will begin early next week, and you'll probably see my dog walk back and forth a few times. He likes to get on camera. But what the beta testing entails is that we are going to actually go in. We're going to have a fairly large number of people that are going to be helping us out with this. We're going to upload a huge database of up to 100,000 people. And what we're going to do is we're going to go in there and do absolutely everything wrong. We're going to try to break the system by moving funds back and forth into e-wallet several times as quickly as possible. We're going to go in and out of the marketing system. We're going to enter wrong usernames. We're going to cancel accounts and then reopen accounts and suspend accounts and bring people in and refund them. And we're going to do this until we cannot break the system. Now, what I'm told by the developers is that a proper beta test can take anywhere from 2 weeks to a month. Now, we have confidence in this new software team that they put together an amazing solution, and that we're hoping that it'll be on the short end of that period, but it could be up to a month. And when we release it, we will be confident that there's nothing that you can do or anybody can do to set us back. Now, some of the new features are going to be on an in-house support system, which is going to greatly improve our support requests and your access to us and our support team. We have a team being trained now on the new software, and we haven't trained new support reps for this current software because, again, we're hoping to be out of this very quickly, and we do want to spend the time, energy, and money on training people to have to completely train them on a new system. So by the time we launch, we'll have a full team of support that you'll be able to access directly from the back office. We're also going to have our phone support team that is also going to be trained, and they're going to be live and available to you from the back office. One of the other things that we have going that is actually being implemented now is we have a phone support team that is calling all of our new members, and we're helping new members get acclimated, helping new members get their systems set up, and everything right now, since it's so complicated, that's been our main focus, is helping the new members get acclimated and get their systems. Because one of the things that has been happening over the course of the last month and a half or so is we have people join and then they never set up their system. So that's why we had to train this team right off the bat to get in touch with everybody who joins right away to make sure that they set up their system properly, give them the conference call information so that they can get on our daily calls at noon if they need support or they have questions, and they can have instant access to us. And I want to let you all know that that is the best way to get instant support for your issues. And if you haven't been listening to the recorded calls, you can listen to them at the M&G forum, which is mngforums.info. And there is a section there for the recorded conference calls, and a lot of the questions are really amazing. If you can get through our answers, sometimes we spend a lot of time with each question, and for some people that have been waiting to ask a question, it can be a little draining of their time, but we spend as much time as we can with every person that has a question. So with the new software launching, with the integrations, with the support, with the phone and everything, we're going to be good to go for a long time from here on out. And that's where all of our focus has been. So if both Glenn and I seem to be a little disconnected from the Facebook, from the chat rooms, from things like that, it's because we're doing everything we can to plug the leaks that we have now so that when we do launch, we're golden from here on out. And we know that those of you that stick with us will experience the momentum that we had in the beginning once everything is taken care of. We've also been in touch with some of our leaders who seem to be having, we're hearing from them that some people are having difficulty getting their funds out of their e-wallet. So we've got a meeting with our e-wallet people, and we're looking at 2 new e-wallet solutions that we're hoping to have at least a couple of options if this e-wallet system can't become easier. What I've always recommended is that you get the prepaid debit card. If you have regular funds going into your e-wallet, it's the easiest way to get your funds. You just go to a Mac machine as soon as they're available, and you can withdraw the funds that way. But once you have your bank account attached, once you get checks set up, obviously you have to wait for the check to be issued and sent out, but every dollar that goes into your e-wallet is already funded by us. We got a support request, or not a support request, a cancellation from a woman that said they got a check that bounced. It's impossible. The checks do not bounce. They're funded or they don't go out. What we finally found out was that their bank did not want to cash the check for the person because they didn't have an account with them. So that is a completely different issue. And the e-wallet funds that are there, they're yours. You can get them. There's several ways to get them, but the easiest and simplest, and the one that I've always used when I've used this same e-wallet system in other companies, is just get the debit card and boom. I know there's fees involved in that, and we're looking at other solutions that may be a little less expensive, but either way, the e-wallet system is one of the most common e-wallet systems out there. So it's not like we're using a system that is untested and unproven. So for those of you, if there are any on this webinar that have been having difficulty getting funds out of e-wallet, it's just a matter of getting your system or your method of getting those funds into your account set up, and then it's golden. Each month, each week, or each pay period, you can just go ahead and do the same process over again without any issues. Now, you're going to hear some family noise in the background. Like I said, we just got back from a softball game, so if you hear any family noise back there, everyone's upstairs, and I'm down here in my office below everybody, but you may hear some noise, so I apologize for that. Now, Payday. Payday is 2 days away. Now, what we've been doing is we've been exporting the compensation out of our current software, sending it over to our new software where we have accurate reports and accurate commission calculations. They send us back the file that we then upload to the e-wallets. Now, we're processing all unprocessed compensation tomorrow. so that once it's processed, we get it over there, they get it back to us, and on the 15th we can just go right ahead and pay. So what I want to do right now is just give like a brief little tour of our current members area, because we've had some support requests that are actually answered in a lot of our calls and some of our previous webinars. And the last webinar I went through a little bit of the marketing system. I'm talking a little fast right now because I'm concerned about the internet, so just in case it goes again, if you just joined us, we're going to hold another webinar right here at this same URL on Thursday at 9:30 p.m. So if this one ends abruptly, we'll pick up where we left off there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to do a little screen share here of a bronze back office. And if I can find my glasses, I'll be able to do this quickly. Now, one of the things that we've heard, and this is very intermittent, is that when people come back here and click a button such as the Set Up Your System button, we've heard that people are actually being logged out and asked to log back in. This is with the Chrome browser, and it's very intermittent. Something about some cookies that you may have or something in your browser cache is causing our system to not play nicely with the Chrome browser. But there's another way for new members to get to the Set Up Your System, and that's by going to the home page. And if you see here the main menu, you can hit the main menu, and here is the same quick start that will get you to the Set Up Your System button. Now, it's very important that each of you, each member, only choose one of these two links, one for the 300 daily leads or one for the 6 personal subscribers a day. If you come back here and click these links more than once, whether it be a week apart, 5 minutes apart, an hour apart, it's going to cause problems not only for your system, but other people's systems on the same server. So what we've had are people that come back here and they choose the 300 a day system, and then a couple hours later they'll come back here and choose 6 personal subscribers. And it causes a backup on the server, so we've implemented some IP address protection, which means that if you're trying to do this from the same IP address, you won't be allowed to. But in order, because of the way the system is not integrated into the software, we have to have these links available at all times for new members. The new software, when you sign up and you join M&G Home Business, you'll be asked to select the type of leads you want at the same time that you're joining. Your system will be set up and it'll be up and running, and you'll be able to access it from the new dashboard, which will be, you know, on your home page. It won't look like this because there's going to be a lot more features and a lot more options, but everything will be integrated, everything will be set up, and instead of having to go to, for example, financials and access your e-wallet here, you'll have a button to access your e-wallet, and you'll be logged into your e-wallet without having to do this and then log into your e-wallet. So everything will be a lot more simple. But let me get back to the home page here. Now, this Access Your System button, this is to find your leads and message system. Okay, so many people are taken here and they put in their email address and it comes right back to this page. That is also because that this system is not integrated with your marketing system, and this particular page runs off of an SQL server, which means that it needs to be updated as new members join. So unfortunately, because of the update process, when accounts become suspended and new accounts become created and people accidentally create multiple accounts, there is a good percentage of the day where this system will not work. But the important thing to know is that once you have your system, once you know where your system is, I'm not sure if this is attached to anything, but once you access your system, you can go up to the browser window and just save this link in your favorites or in your bookmarks. Your access, the access to your marketing system, will never change. So you don't ever have to use this Access Your System button. In the new software, you'll access your system, and instead of being taken to a login screen, you'll be taken directly into your marketing system. And you will never have to go through this process or this process ever again. All right. Now, in the training area for the new software, we have already created and prepped over 35 different training videos. So they will be accessed you'll be able to access different aspects of the marketing system, different aspects, training of the back office, training for the e-wallet, everything will be back here. This is fairly bare bones. A lot of this stuff has been here for a while, but it is still helpful. You would not believe how many support requests we get from people that want to know how to change the URL that their system is advertising. And here is the training video to change the URL change the URL that your system is advertising. Also for downloading your leads. This downloading your leads feature is only for the people that are getting the bulk aged leads loaded into their first autoresponder. Okay, for the first autoresponder, you can go here and you can go into your marketing system and you'll see a whole series of download your leads links. You can download your individual leads. For those of you getting real-time guaranteed subscribers, those leads are only accessible in your second autoresponder, your personal autoresponder. So when you look at your two autoresponders in your system, you'll see download all leads on the right, and you can do that there, but the best way to do it is just to go into your marketing system. And in the training area, you can see the latest member, the last one we did on 427. This contains a training that shows you how you can access those. So I'm not going to go through that now, but you can come into the training section of the home page here by clicking on training area. Again, for those of you using Chrome, if you find that you're getting logged out, use Internet Explorer or Firefox. I recommend Firefox. It's much more secure, it's faster, it's my favorite browser. But in the new software, there will be no issues with Chrome or any other browser. Okay, so now we've also had people that have been contacting us regarding this back office about their compensation, their financials, and how to see what's been paid and what hasn't been paid. To do that, you can click on financials, or you can come back here to your finances here, which takes you to exactly the same spot. Now, let's say for compensation, you want to see compensation reports. If you want to access this area quickly and easily, anytime you come back here, when you're on this page, just click right here, Add to Shortcut. You click Add to Shortcut, you get a little message here that says Shortcut link added successfully. Close. Now you may not see it right here right off the bat, but when you go either to the home page or anywhere else, you navigate away from there, now you have your shortcut to your compensation reports. The first thing that you see is all of your compensation. If you want to see what's already been processed, you can click this drop-down menu here, click the processed, and that'll just bring up processed. Processed means it's already been processed, it's already paid, and in most cases, unless we're in between the processing that we're going to do tomorrow and the payday, which will be the 15th. But pending is stuff that has not been processed yet. So all of this pending tonight on the 13th will become processed tomorrow when we process it and paid to you on the 15th. Actually, the cutoff period was for the 10th. So anything after the 10th, up to the 10th, will be processed. After the 10th will still be pending, and all processed payments will be paid on the 15th. Now, with the current system, if you'll notice here, if you want to go to financials, and let's see here, let me just go to my account, manage my billing and payment. You can also go here to manage your billing method. Right here, this is a silver account, or you can make a payment. Now, when you make a payment and if you don't have a billing due, this is the page that you're going to see. If you have a billing due, and you will be shown up here when it is due, you'll first get a warning ahead of the time. Do not make a payment unless you have canceled your previous subscription. If you paid when you joined, you created a subscription. There is no reason to click make payment unless you want to change your billing method. Don't do it. Just let the system bill you that we had some issues in the recent past with payments being reported just over the last pay period, but all of that has been fixed, and now subscriptions are being processed, they're being recorded, and there's nothing you have to do to make a payment to keep your payment active. If your account has been suspended because you missed a payment, because you canceled a payment method, then you will come back here, you will click Make Payment, you will see the options that you have. You will have PayPal and you will have Allied Wallet or the credit card processor. When you make the payment, it will update your billing record and you will be automatically billed. This downgrade, the downgrade button is not working. Okay, I'm on silver. I should be able to downgrade to bronze. In the new software, this is already fixed, it's already tested, and it works. This is something that we tried to get fixed, and it was going to take the site down for 3 days to try to figure out what the issue was, and we're just going to bear with it until we get through this upgrade and get moved over to the new system. So let's get back to the home page here. Now, a lot of people have been talking about genealogy. They say it's very complicated to see what your genealogy is, who's active, who's suspended. It's really not. It's not as nice as the new system because everything will be right there for you, all laid out and easy to understand. But in this section here, you can view your upline or your downline. And when you view your downline, we had people saying, well, how do I know who's suspended and who's active? You can simply click to see who's active and who's suspended. Now, we've also had questions of people asking what happens when someone is suspended in your downline. Now, what's supposed to happen and what is going to be happening is that a suspended account will remain in your downline for 25 days. If that person does not activate their account, this suspended account will be canceled and your genealogy will roll up. We've been manually doing that, but because of the fact that a lot of the payments were not recording as of last week, we're still working on getting rid of suspended people manually. Now, when we move over to the new software, there will actually be a countdown timer on a suspended account in your downline, so you'll actually see here what day and what time this suspended account will disappear, and the person below that person will move up into that position. That way, people that have suspended people in their first level, their second level, their third level, people below them will move up, thus bringing them up into a higher commission level. Now, we're doing that manually now, but there's been quite a few accounts that have been suspended, and we're still trying to catch up with that. But that will be, we're working on that now. We're hoping by next pay period we'll have everybody up into the proper levels, and those commissions will be generated when the monthly renewals hit. We also get a lot of people asking about their downlines. For example, people that join 1 month and then the following month they start to see people in their downline. They're asking why they're not getting paid in their matrix. What you have to remember is that if you join and you don't refer someone that ends up in your downline, you're going to see them as soon as they fall into your downline. But that first payment goes 100% to the person that referred them. So you will not make money on spillover until the following month when they pay their renewal. So that the only way that you're going to make money off of someone the first month that they join is if you refer them. If not, you're going to get paid on the following month. So I'm hoping that will answer a lot of the questions. Now, there's also people that have been looking in their organization and seeing this, customers. I don't have any customers showing here in this particular one, but many people do show customers. Now, in the new software, there's going to be a store where people will be able to buy different types of leads, and it will all be commissionable to you. So you can either refer people to M&G Home Business to get their own system, or you can refer them to buy leads directly from M&G. They'll just get the lead packages. They won't be in your downline, but you're going to be paid commission on whatever they purchase. So some people say that they have active customers in their downline, their customer downline, that shows suspended in their genealogy report. This is because customers' accounts do not suspend. There's no monthly payment due. So once you have a customer, they're your customer for life. You won't earn monthly commission off of them unless they buy a recurring package or they become a member, but they will be your customer for life. So if someone else brings them to M&G Home Business to buy leads and they buy leads, they're going to be your customer and you're going to get paid. So we would recommend that in the future, when we move over to the new system and the new software, that you actually keep in touch with your customers, and we will make that possible through contact options that will be available for your customer network only. So that, let me see what else I wanted to go through here. And okay, there is here, no matter what page you're on, if you're on your home page, there is the lead system here. We have a lot of people contacting us regarding messages, customized messages for M&G Home Business. When you're here on the home page, you can hit your lead system here and click the M&G message series. There are step-by-step instructions on how to use this message series. This message series is converting like crazy. So for those of you that have been referring lots of people, we've pretty much contacted everyone who is and asked them to please, if you're going to be promoting M&G heavily and you have a large network and you plan on bringing in lots of people, if you're speaking to them personally, please let them know that we are in the process of updating our software. Let them know the bugs and the issues that we've been having so that when they join, they know what to expect now. When new members join, when we move over to the new software, it's a whole different story. We're going to let everyone go as fast as they can. We're going to begin promoting ourselves again. We're going to begin doing rotator links we're going to have contests. People that are recruiting, people that are being active will be added to the company rotating URL, so we'll be able to help you that way. And all of the integrations that are going into this back office, into the marketing systems, into the lead systems, into the store, into the social sites, into the e-wallet, everything is going to be running the way we had envisioned it from the very beginning when we were planning on building slowly but surely. We got pummeled with people coming in from the very beginning, and our system couldn't handle it, and we've been playing catch up and plugging holes with our fingers and our toes and our tongue and our nose and doing everything we can to plug the leaks. And it looks like the light at the tunnel is coming up quickly with this beta test. I mean, I've already been playing around with it a little bit myself, and it's just night and day. Everything, all the reports are just so much easier to read. I mean, with this new software, you would think a leaderboard would be something simple. But we can't even get this leaderboard to update properly in this current software, and it's just been so frustrating on our end that it's just not even worth going into all of the little issues. What I want to let you know is that our daily calls, and let me pull up the phone number for you right now while I've got this screen share. Actually, let me do this. You know what? I'm going to give it to you in a moment. I don't want to waste your time here now, but I think that's really about it. Other than like here on the home page, these are your referral URLs. Okay, it's really simple. All you have to know, it's mnghomebusiness.com/site/your site name, not your username, your site name, or site-your site name or /your site name /power.html. There are two options for you now. In the new software, we're going to have 5 options for you. We're also going to have capture pages that you can actually select, as simple as putting a check mark in the capture page you want to use, and that will be integrated with your lead system so that you can literally advertise M&G Home Business, have them added directly into your personal autoresponder, have follow-ups go out that way. So it's really a complete solution. It's taken a long time, but it's because we want to do it right. The beta test, we are not going to release this at all to anyone until we are absolutely certain that even with a 100,000 member database and people going back there and doing things completely wrong, that it can't be broken. We're working on making it super simple for all new members so that when they join, they have their system, they have their e-wallet, they have instant access to both of those, they have instant access to the different training and everything, and all of the nightmares that we are encountering with this current system will be hopefully a thing of the past. And I say hopefully just because I've been a bit jaded. We've been working really hard trying to keep up with support requests with the same issues coming up over and over and over again. David Archer Longden, who handles our forum and does a lot of the support, has been frustrated because he hasn't had the backup he needs, but we have been training our new support staff in the new software, all the new systems, and they're back there right now in there trying to they're going back and forth learning how to use this like experts, so that when you're moved over to the new system, you have people that are knowledgeable, that know how to get to every area of the members area, how to work every aspect of the marketing system, how to work every aspect of each and everything that is involved with M&G Home Business, so that when you have a question, you have people that will be able to answer those questions for you. So that's really all I wanted to cover tonight. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to move over to some of these questions. So let me put on my old man glasses here and see if I can take some questions. Things are starting to bump here on the internet. So let me get over here and just take a few questions here and then end this. And then we're going to be back here again at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the same URL. We're not changing the URL. So if you're already registered, you'll get the update when I'm sure if you requested a text message, you got that text message. I know that I got mine right on time. I also got the update that we were going live. So you'll be notified when the next one's going to start as well. We'll be sending the text message out an hour ahead of time. If you know people that did not know about this, let them know that we'll be here again. And then we're also going to be, this is recorded, so I'll be putting this also in the training area so people can watch it as well. We'll post it on the forum as well. So Guy Reynolds says, hi, Michael. Okay, no question there. All right, so what happens with inactive suspended accounts in our downlines? Does the matrix compress? Yes, I answered that question. It will be compressing. Right now, there's a lot of suspended people that we haven't gone into and really verified that they should be suspended, verified that that account should disappear. But with the new software, that will be happening. So, John, thanks for that question. Between personal referrals and customers in my back office, I see, okay, I answered this question as well. So customers and personal referrals are going to be two separate entities. Your personal referrals will be in your matrix. Your customers will not be in your matrix. There's no monthly fee to be a customer. So yeah, you just ignore the customer list for now. Everything will become clear when we move over to the new software. Okay, so Jordan asked, I noticed that the residual payout is only 80% is paid out. Is that due to e-wallet processing? Also, one more question. What is the cap off number of people that we can have in each level of our downline? For instance, of the 7 I've personally referred, only 2 are in the level 1 downline. Okay. No, it's not 80%. It's 93% is paid out. There's a 7% processing fee, not from the e-wallet, but from our credit card processor. Then when we move over, we actually eat another percent of that. So it's 7%. It's not 80%. And then the matrix is a 2x10 matrix, which means you have 2 immediate legs that come off of your main position, so your first and second position. Then you have 10 levels below that, and it doubles each level. So you have 2, your first 2 referrals will go there in your first level, then your next 4 will go in your second, then your next 8 will go in your third, then 16, then 32, then 64, then 128, then 256, all the way down to your 10th level. So I hope that answers that question. Thank you for that question. Or Guy Reynolds, many thanks, Michael, for all the information. I've got an appointment. Okay, Guy, thanks for being here. We appreciate you being here. Will you be having availability of this recorded for people that cannot make this webinar? Yes, we record it. It will go into the training area and onto the forums. Also, will you have a recording to contact potential customers for us that we do not want to cannot phone potential customers. We have a lot of stuff that's coming that are going to be marketing materials, including the lead capture pages, new landing pages. We'll have recordings. We'll have all kinds of stuff that you can use. We'll have the phone burner access. We'll have all kinds of stuff that you can use as far as recordings for you to send out recorded phone blasts is what I understand that you're saying. We may or may not have that. It's a good suggestion. So I'll take that. Right now, we don't have anything that hasn't already been planned in the works. But I'll put this on our list of things to think about once we get everything moved over. So, Orb, thank you for that question. Joan Hall, yes, thanks very much. First time spillover ever happened for me. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that it's happening for you, Joan. The thing is that if you got it already now, once we move over to the new software and everything's integrated and everything's running smooth, we open our marketing campaigns, and all of our leaders begin opening theirs again. I'm sure you'll have a lot more spillover, and that goes for anyone who sticks with us. We don't blame anyone for leaving. I know me personally, if I didn't see the big picture and I joined a company like ours that is having this many problems, I would be gone too. So for those of you that have referred people that have just bailed, we apologize for it. We're trying to let everyone know that when you do refer somebody to this current system, just be honest with them. Tell them we're working out bugs. We're moving into a new software that's going to be much better than the one we're in now, but we're in a transitional phase right now. So as long as they know that, then I don't think you'll have an issue with people joining and getting pissed at you for referring them. But we have, in any kind of business similar to ours, we always have people that are over-promising. We have people still saying that all they have to do is join and they will have sign-ups galore. So we get people canceling and getting refunds after the first month because they're not making money already. So as long as you're honest with the people you're bringing in, we should be able to keep them for the long haul. All right, those of you that joined us in the beginning and are frustrated with what we're going through, trust me, there's nobody more frustrated than myself and Glenn, and that is one of the reasons why we're working so hard to make sure that this next transition is the last one that we have to do, and we're making sure that it's done right. Had we known how popular this was going to be when we first launched, we would have waited to launch until we had something like this in place, but we didn't. We thought we had time, and we didn't. That's our fault. So I appreciate that. And by the way, your dog is a total photobombing ham. Yeah, yes he is, and you don't even know the half of it. All right, no question. I just want to give you and Glenn a huge shout out. Thanks for your transparency and diligence. Ed, thank you for that. We really appreciate it. We get a lot of irate support requests. We try to get to them, and we're understanding of those support requests, but we really appreciate it when we hear things like that, so thank you. Thank you for your personal training for your AR3. Michael, I will follow your directions. Thank you. Robert, thanks. Will this be available later? Yes, it will. It'll be recorded in our training area. Thank you for all your great work and training. Ray Getz, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Thanks for tonight. You're welcome. We got a lot of thankful people here, and I appreciate that because it's not most of the day we're spending putting out fires. So when you state your personal autoresponder, does this mean leads are being added to your own autoresponder like Aweber, for example? No, James. When you get your system set up, there's two autoresponders in your system. The first one, if you're getting leads loaded into the first autoresponder, the first one is to get people to look at your offer, click your link, and if they click your link, they're added to the second autoresponder, which is your personal autoresponder. The difference is that your personal autoresponder, you can edit, change, add messages, you can send out email broadcasts, you can do all kinds of stuff in your second autoresponder that you can't in your first. Now, there's a lot of things going on with that autoresponders, with the email marketing industry as a whole, and I went through all that stuff in our last webinar. So if you missed that, log into M&G Home Business, click on the training section, and click on the last webinar and watch the training and what we discuss. Also, our daily calls. Let me get that number for you right now, and I have it. I usually have it memorized, but I don't tonight, for some reason. It must be the softball game. Okay, so if you want to join us in our daily call, it's at noon every single day, Monday through Friday. That's Eastern Standard Time. The number is 712, write this down please, area code 712-432-3066. And when you get on, you're going to enter the code 353459, and you'll be put onto the call. You'll be able to listen. You'll be muted when you come on, but if you have a question, you just hit 5* on your phone, and that'll raise your hand, and we get to as many questions as we can in that hour. Okay, so again, that number is 712-432-3066. The code is 353459. Now that's every day at noon. Okay, so let me get back to these questions. Great webinar, glad to be here. Thank you, Robert, I appreciate that. Where do I see training videos? Okay, training videos are in the members area. You click on training, and that's where you will find the training videos. Okay, and if you're logged out, that's a Chrome issue. Just go in Internet Explorer or Firefox, and you'll be able to access that training area, no problem. Okay, Maria? Great job, Mike. Thanks, Bruce. I appreciate it. Hi, great webinar. I got this message in my back office. 4/20/2014 settled $24. Zero in your e-wallet. Okay, thank you, Barrett. Thank you for bringing this up. If you showed processed commissions last pay period, or the one before, or even a combination of the two, and did not receive funds to your e-wallet, if you'll notice, when you selected payout via e-wallet, because it's the only option we have right now, there's a minimum payout of $25. So your money will continue to accrue until you hit $25, and then you will be paid out on the following payday. I know it would be a heck of a lot better to be able to see what's still being held and what's been paid, so that you can track this in some kind of a logical form. You would think that would be available, but again, this is another thing with our software that we just cannot get past. But we have all of that tracked in our new software already. So if, let's say, for example, last pay period you showed $13.10 from your 10% on your first level, and it shows that it was processed and paid, and then this month you have another $13.10 that is unprocessed. When that second payment, when that unprocessed payment is processed, you will now have hit your $25. You will get both those payments in your e-wallet this time. Now, we're probably going to take away that $25 minimum payment, but we wouldn't recommend doing it just because of the fees involved. It's just let it sit there. But we may get rid of that. We're not real sure yet. But for now, there's a $25 limit, but we have a good record of that. So even if you're not tracking it, we are tracking it, and you will get paid when you hit that threshold. Okay. What are the conditions for upgrading to silver? It's not a condition, it's a recommendation, because the silver level at 139.95, that upgrade goes almost, if the referring member is silver, 100% of that goes to the person that referred. So if you upgrade to silver, you have to be certain that that's what you want to do. We cannot refund a silver upgrade once it's been made, for two reasons. First off, the silver payment goes mostly to the person that referred you. Secondly, the cost of the leads that we put into that silver upgrade, it's significant. Those leads are expensive. So if someone upgrades to silver, be sure that that's what you want, because that is a commitment that you will not be able to get refunded. So as long as you're aware of that, and when you hit the upgrade to silver, it's the top bold line. The first thing that you'll see in the description is be sure that this is what you want to do, because there will be no refunds after you upgrade to silver. So that is the only condition. If you're good with that, you can upgrade the day after you join, but you won't get that money back if you decide that you made a mistake. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Hi, Michael. Love M&G. What is the best way to advertise this business? I mean, there's tons of ways to advertise. You can use Facebook. You can use email marketing. You can use the system. I showed you earlier in the webinar where you can find the M&G message series, and there's instructions on how to add it to your system. You can take those messages, put them in any email marketing system that you want. I would just say that before you start mass advertising M&G, keep it small so that you can be in communication with every person that you refer, so that you can let them know that we are in a transitional process, that this is a great time to get in if they're willing to deal with these issues that we're having right now. Because once we do, I guess, basically relaunch, there's going to be the same momentum and a lot more than we had when we first launched. And I know I say this a lot, but there's a lot of new people on this webinar that when we originally launched, we expected maybe 50, maybe 100 people after our first month. We had, close to 5,000 after our first month. That was way more than we expected. So that's a lot of the reason we're having all these issues right now, and it's a lot of the reason why we're spending so much of our energy, mine and Glenn's, in getting all of these into a new system so that we don't have to deal with this stuff anymore. So that's what I would recommend, is that you keep it small right now, so you can communicate with them, so that you're not referring people that don't have a direct contact with you. And as long as everyone knows what they're getting into when they come in, then you'll have no problem keeping your downline. Okay? All right, can we add custom tags to the plain text email to personalize the messages? Yes. Yes, what I suggest that you do is, whatever you put in your HTML, just copy it and paste it into your text. The custom URL tags work exactly the same in the plain text messages as they do in the HTML. So thanks. That's a great question, Jeff Myers. I appreciate it. If M&G's default autoresponder goes out immediately after MG downloads my first batch of leads to my back office, I need to have my primary business URL in the system before you send my first batch of leads, correct? Yes, and that's why on this form that you fill out to set up your system, we ask for your URL. It's automatically added to your system before the leads are checked. And we actually check those URLs to make sure it's a valid URL before we activate the leads into your system. So Jeff, thanks for that question. All right, we've got, I'm not going to be able to get to all of these. It's 10:17. Let me just see if I can find, a lot of these are repeat questions. What does the term revoked mean? Okay, if someone charges back a credit card, if someone cancels and requests a refund that we grant, you'll see that commission in your reports, but it will show revoked. That's a revoked commission due to a refund or a chargeback. I know those can be frustrating, but we don't want anybody's money if they are not satisfied. And if they request a refund, it's a valid reason, it's within the time period, or if they charge back, obviously, then we will refund them really quickly. We really don't try to convince anybody to stay unless their reason for canceling is something that is, just a misunderstanding. So we're refunding people now without really any questions asked. So you may see revoked commissions in your reports. If you were paid a commission in the past that was charged back, then that would be revoked. It would come off your future commission. We know that there's a lot of those right now, but that's simply because of the issues we're dealing with. And once everything is in place and everything's working the way it should, then our refund policy will be much stricter than it is right now. So that's what revoked means. It's something that I'm sure nobody wants to see, and we don't want to have you see, But if it's a matter of refunding somebody because our system and our business is not working the way we would want it to work, that we expect it to work, then we can't really fight those. All right, and we don't want to fight those. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Just a thought, why not just close and relaunch? Jessica, because there's a lot of people that are happy with what we're doing right now, and if we were to close and relaunch, then we wouldn't have the funds to be able to relaunch, at least at the level we are. There are a lot of people with big downlines, a lot of people making money, a lot of people are having a lot of success with the system, and we're not going to close them down because of the issues that we have. We're not promoting M&G right now. You don't have to promote M&G if you don't want to. And you know, I completely understand it. Once we relaunch, you can then rethink. You can suspend your account, you can cancel and rejoin, but we're not going to shut everything down because there's a much larger percentage of people that are happy than the people that are not. So I hope that answers your question. Let's see. Okay, thanks for the update. I'm sure the glitches will be sorted and the end result will most definitely be well worth it. Deb, thank you for that. There's the last three. Rob, you guys are fixing everything great. You're building a system that is going to be fantastic. You know, Rob, I really appreciate that. I know that. Glenn knows that. A lot of our members know that. A lot of people don't. But those of you that do see the big picture here, those of you that do see where we are now, that understand where we're going here, this company is going to be around for a long, long time. This marketing system has already been in place for a decade. It's been tried and tested. We've had a lot of problems because of the growth. We've had issues because of changes in the email marketing industry. If you'll notice, Aweber went down, Constant Contact went down, MailChimp went down, all of the major email marketing platforms that don't do anything close to what we do have had to go down to put in place new systems that get past these new laws, regulations, and software that is blocking email marketers. We have put those things in place. There's a lot of companies out there that are competing that have not done this, that don't know how to get past this, and those companies are going to go down permanently. We're going to be here for a long, long time because we have not only a lot of years experience in the email marketing industry, but Glenn and the team behind this system are so plugged into the industry that we will be ahead of the curve in most cases at 99% of the time. There are a lot of companies that are here, that have been here for a while, that are going to disappear, because if you look at results of email marketing across the board, they are down significantly. Ours are down significantly from where they were before these rules into place and before we actually launched M&G, but ours is one of the few companies where the results are actually beginning to improve again. And that is, I cannot express how important and how significant that is, because where everybody else is going down, 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 and they're going to continue to go down that spiral, and then until they're gone, we are bringing it up little by little, and it takes time to improve the results in the current email marketing industry. You have to put all kind of things in place. You have to do it slowly in a particular way for those improvements to continue. And it is really easy to make a mistake and get entire servers shut down in a blink. Just as an example, as of 2 months ago, you could send 150 emails an hour to Gmail, 150 emails an hour to Yahoo, 150 emails an hour to Hotmail, 150 emails an hour to AOL, and you could send them all at the same time. As long as you didn't pass that 150 email threshold, you wouldn't be blocked from one or the other. Now, if you were to send 151 to Gmail in more than an hour, you would be blacklisted for 24 hours. So no more email from a particular IP address would be able to go to Gmail for 24 hours. So imagine somebody sending out 1,000 emails an hour to Gmail. After the first 150, the rest of their emails for 24 hours would be blocked. Now, if they didn't stop sending and they continued to send into that next 24-hour period, they'd never get another email through. All right, so that was hard enough. But now, all of the major ESPs, email service providers, are using a common database. So you can only send 150 emails an hour to all of them now without being blacklisted from all of them for 24 hours. Figuring out a way to get past that is something that not many companies will be able to do. We've done it. Now, we've done it at a scale that's a little slower than we'd like, but we've figured it out, and now we are implementing it, and things are starting to improve. Not very many people know how we did it. Not many people are going to be able to figure out how we did it or how to do it. So not only are we providing something that is tried and tested, but we will be able to stay, if not ahead of the curve, of the spam blocking, legal internet marketing blocking systems. We'll be able to keep up with it. And that is going to be huge, because as we move forward, as we improve our software and we improve every aspect of M&G, we're also going to be seeing our competition fall to the wayside and disappear. And there's going to be very few companies that will be able to offer what we do even now, and haven't been able to offer what we provided for over a decade with this marketing system. But moving forward, there will really be nobody that will be able to do what we're doing. And once we're settled, even if we don't get that same momentum we had in the beginning, over time, because we're going to be here for years, over time, this company is going to continue to grow, continue to grow, continue to grow, continue to grow. We have fewer than 10,000 members right now, but in the years to come, those 10,000 members that stick with us will have a lot of members below them. And that's what Glenn and I know in our hearts, and we hope that those of you that see the big picture and the future of M&G will see that as well and be able to bear with us as we get through this transitional period. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye for this evening. I want to thank you all for being here. Let me get over here and be able to see myself seeing you. I want to thank you all for being here. It looks like right now we actually have more people on than when we started, and that is very rare. Usually people drop off. We have 379 people on now. We had 200 and something when I started. So I want to thank you all for being here. For those of you that came late, you can just hit the scrub button below the video and scroll back and watch the whole thing again, or go back to parts that you missed, or you can come back on Thursday and we're going to have another one of these. It looks like my internet held out and that we got through as much as we can, so we'll have a new live webinar this Thursday. It'll be in the same place. You don't have to look for a new link. You don't have to look for a new registration page. We're going to recycle this page so that you'll be able to come back here every Tuesday and Thursday at 9:30, and we'll be able to hold these live webinars. So with that, I want to say thank you all for being here. I'm hoping Glenn will be here for the next one this coming Thursday. He is up to his neck with the developers integrating and working on systems, making sure everything continues to improve as we move forward. So on behalf of him and myself, I want to thank you all for being here, and we'll see you Thursday. Remember the conference call one last time. Every day at noon Eastern Standard Time, call 712-432-3066. When you're prompted, enter the code 353459. That's area code 712-432-3066. Enter code 353459. And with that, I want to say thank you for being here, and I will see you next time.